Greetings and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're doing a Halloween mashup as was on the screen. I'm starting off with some petrol blue using a 3/4 1/4 inch protege flat shader brush. And that's me there showing you that it is Superstar Petrol Blue that I am using. It's a very beautiful, rich, deep color. And just making some little C curves, kind of like little commas. Trying to keep my hand out of the shot as much as possible. But yeah, just going through on the practice face here, which is a Sally and Lynch tried and tested board. So yeah, I'm just making some hair on either side of the face. And this is a child model version. I think it's 0014. But yeah, I'm going through and creating these little flocks of hair. And I just, have these little hits of kind of lighter spots and darker spots, which for me, I love. It's kind of just what happens naturally with the brush, and when it happens on the job, I'm okay with it. I'm not like super particular. I'm a perfectionist at heart, but I like to accept what happens too in, you know, doing art. Like not try to overdo it or be too particular and let it be organic. That's what I'm looking for. So yeah, now I'm talking about this good brush here, which is a size 10 filbert brush, and I think it was Mayron or a Paradise brush. It doesn't have a name, it just has the number on it, so I can't remember, but I think they do the clear style brushes. Paradise, I believe. Anyway, so I'm loading up my brush at the present moment with the color that I'm going to use for the ears, if you will, of this Halloween mashup that I'm doing. So we're just combining two different things and putting them together because I thought it was a cool idea, and I don't believe I've seen it anywhere. I don't believe, no, I know I haven't seen it anywhere, but I do look at a lot of different YouTube videos on tutorials from all the renowned and wonderful face painters of the world. So in this case, I'm going to use, I loaded up some like brown and like a cream color together. This color in the next season that's coming up would be great for, say, reindeer. But in this case, I wanted to use it for this particular mashup that I'm doing as the like fur color, or the color of the, I guess you could say, skin of the animal. In most cases with this particular design that all of us face painters know very well, this particular face painter design here is normally done with white. But I didn't want to do white. I wanted to do brown. So that's what we have going on here, and I'm just going through and like smoothing out the color and blending it a little bit more. Yeah, so I'm going to my next color, and I'm switching out, loading up the brush to get ready to do, what am I about to get ready to do? I'm about to get ready to do the horn. So right now you can probably have guessed that we're going to do a unicorn design, but it is a mashup, so it's going to be a unicorn with some other, that's a paint pal brush that I am getting ready to use. can't remember her exact name for it, and all the letters on the brush have disappeared. So I'm going to load up my brush with the colors that I want to use for the horn, the unicorn horn. So my idea behind this was to kind of give it this candy corn type of a feel. So I've pulled together this, or had this cake that I ended up adding some yellow and orange back into it, so that I can create this horn. So I have the orange at the top, and I'm just going to wipe away that little spot so I can have more room for the horn. So I'm wiping off some of that petrol blue and just cleaning up the area so I have a good space for the horn. Now on the job, most of the time I probably may put the actual horn down first and then I'll add the hair around it. But in this case, I just didn't move that way. And sorry for the shaking of the, I guess, camera. But the table I have set up, or the area that I'm painting on, my camera is literally like right there beside me. So unfortunately, hopefully you don't have vertigo or anything. And I apologize if it is kind of throwing off your balance, because it is some moments of shakiness. So I'll figure out a better setup and to make it a little bit cleaner and more seamless so it's not moving so much throughout the process. So in this wipes that I did, unfortunately I got a little bit of that petrol blue in there that I wasn't really feeling, so I'm going back in to clean off my brush and going to go back over it. And the orange is now at the bottom, just to kind of help to create that depth. And I still have some blue in there, but it's quite all right. It's okay. It's just creating some more shadows. I want it to be a little bit more defined with the orange and yellow to give it more of that candy corn feel, but it's all gravy. We're gonna rock with this. It still looks like a decent horn kind of coming out from the heads, and that's why I have it at that angle. The straight up and down horn is fine at times too, and I do have a stencil for that purpose as well if I need to be super quick, but in this case I just drew it on or painted it on with that filbert, and I put it in at an angle. So I'm grabbing a Craze neon pink, very bright, very vibrant, from a little palette of 6 colors, different neons, and loading it up onto this brush. And I'm going to start adding in the little triangle nose here. It's basically like a patch. And then adding some pink on the cheeks on either side, and because it's rounded already, it lends itself to make really good circles, and I'm literally using circular motions to create those circles on the cheeks of our child here. So yeah, we're going ahead and adding that. So now I'm getting some black so I can create the flocks of hair, and I'm just making little C curves here and there. Nothing too, fancy. Just some little lines to indicate that we have hair happening right now. And I'm going to do that all over and outline some more throughout the design. So now we're just, going through, excuse me, going through and adding some hairlines, just kind of sweeping my brush, letting the pieces fall in place. I'm going to outline these little circles or patches on the cheeks. on either side. Outline the patch on the nose as well. Just catching, getting a little bit more paint, some more black on the brush. Then come back in and pull out the lines for the smile of our, if you might have guessed it already, our scarecrow unicorn. Yes, a scarecrow unicorn. That's what I wanted to do a little mashup of. I thought it was cool. I came up with the design, I don't know, probably a week or two ago. I put it on my board that I was going to take to a gig, and yeah, so thought it'd be cool. We'll combine the two things together. So just throw what would be the stitchings across those patches, and now I'm going to outline the unicorn horn, just kind of making these little swoops coming down, helping to give the horn some like movement, so it looks like it kind of has that twirl effect happening. And so I'm gonna now outline this ear. Add like a little kind of curve inside just to give a fold or so into the ear of the unicorn's ear. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe I should add a little hair, because your ears have hairs in it technically, and the hair would be the same color as the hair of the unicorn. So I just tapped the edge of the brush some of that petrol blue that we used for the flocks of hair for the unicorn. So then go in and just give some little definition lines for the inner ear. Throw some little, black little lines just to indicate separation of hairs. Do that to both sides. And my paint was still a little wet, of course, from just tapping on that color of the petrol blue. So I had to go and get a little bit more black to make it a little bit more opaque. Get the black a little bit more opaque. So now I'm just coming around the second ear, flicking in for that same little fold, and coming around. You can't really see. Just twirl my brush a little bit so I can get more paint. Yeah, just twirl it because there's paint still in the bristles. Even if you run out of paint on one side, there's still more. So I was just going in and just kind of swirling my brush a little bit to get the rest of the paint that was on the other side of the brush. So yeah, there we have our two little ears, nice and outlined. And then from there, my video is going to come to a close here in a minute. So you will see the video stop, but I am going to insert a picture at the very end. But before that happens, I am able to get this tag. It says custom made. It doesn't have a color on it, but it's kind of like a magenta, similar to other brands. And I'm just going to go through with a real tiny, maybe 1/8 of an inch, little flat brush. I will have to look back at it. I don't remember what brush this is right now, but I am just filling in the lips for some lip color. Give it a nice little, make it feel more complete, or more of a full face design. This is me showing you the glitter that I have made using petroleum jelly and some packets of different styles and colors of chunky glitter. And I did get the chunky glitter itself in packets from Claire's that a friend told me about, another face painting friend, the one that actually got me into face painting. She told me they had them, and I went and got some and mixed it with some petroleum so we can have like a glitter cream to use at different events and on the job. So yeah, I'll pull that off to the side because I was about to add it, and then I was like, oh no, I need to add a few little highlights. So I was loading up to get me some whites. And coming up here very soon, the video is going to stop because I ran out of space, but I was able to get a few little dots of white, just to kind of highlight the lips. And I threw a little lineage up there, and so this is the final look. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.